When the Carolina Panthers host Tampa Bay on Sunday, the Bucs will be looking for their first win in Carolina since 2007. To get that win, the Bucs may well rely on Cadillac Williams in the running game against a Panthers team that gave up 118 yards in Week 1.
Hands to Bradshaw. Bradshaw's in the clear. 30-yard line. Angling left side. 20 to the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's tackled right at the 12-inch line. Bradshaw darted right through the Panther defense.
The Bucs defense will get a lift in Week 2 with the return from suspension of cornerback Aqib Talib.
Campbell, a short drop, floats it down the right sideline, and it is nearly intercepted, and it is an outstanding play for Talib.
Talib is likely to be tested early and often by Carolina's top receiver, Steve Smith.
Matt Moore, plenty of time over the middle. Steve Smith makes the catch. He holds on. Touchdown, Carolina Panthers.
The quarterback throwing to Smith is uncertain since Matt Moore suffered a concussion last week in New York. If Moore can't go, Notre Dame's Jimmy Clausen will make his first career start.
So here goes Clausen's redshirt year. He's going to have to play. Get a varsity letter today.
The Panthers, who ranked third in rushing offense last season, managed only 89 yards on the ground in Week 1. They'll look to reestablish their ground attack against the Tampa defense that has given up over 100 yards rushing in 6 straight games dating back to last season.
Jerome Harris into the 25, 20. Harrison gashes us for a big gain. He'll run that way behind Vickers. Bucs cannot get contained on the outside with the ball. Hillis to the 5-2-1. Touchdown, Cleveland Browns.
In this NFC South matchup, Carolina aims to avoid starting 0-2 for the second straight season, while the Bucs look to start 2-0 for the first time since 2005.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers cornerback Aqib Talib calls this a rivalry week, and while that may seem more like a college than NFL term, it certainly does seem to apply whenever the Buccaneers take on the Carolina Panthers, as they will this Sunday in Charlotte. Familiarity has bred contempt in this case, and it's safe to say that these are two teams that don't care for each other very much. That and the fact that this is the first intra-division game for both teams has raised the intensity level in practice here at One Buccaneer Place this week, as it almost assuredly has done in Charlotte as well. Obviously, success within division games is very important to a team chasing the playoffs, and the Buccaneers have been either 4-2 or 5-1 in each of the last 3 games that they've made the playoffs in NFC South games. But what's more interesting is that this particular trip to Carolina seems to be the best indicator of playoff success for the Buccaneers. Since the NFC South was formed in 2002, every year that the Buccaneers have won at Carolina, they've gone on to make the playoffs, and every year that they have not won on Carolina, they have gone on to not make the playoffs. If the Buccaneers are 2-0 at the end of this weekend, as they intend to be, then they certainly hope that that trend continues. I'm Scott Smith, and this is our Buccaneers Insider Game Preview for the Week 2 showdown at Carolina on Sunday. Buccaneers fourth-year safety Tanar Jackson certainly seems to enjoy these games against Carolina. In 6 career meetings with the Panthers, Jackson has amassed 35 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 5 passes defense, and his only career touchdown return on an interception. Jackson actually has half of his career forced fumbles against the Panthers and 2 of his 8 career interceptions. Jackson, who says he doesn't approach these games against the Panthers any differently than he does any other team, talked to us on Friday after practice about veteran Steve Smith and the rest of the Panthers' new-look receiving corps.
I think they're a young, talented group. They went in a young direction. Steve Smith being a veteran out of the group, we know what he's capable of. But, as seeing the other young guys on film, having been that they only played 1 game in the preseason games, you didn't really get a lot of information on them. But they're young, they're talented, and I'm sure they're hungry.
Buccaneers quarterback Josh Freeman watched a lot of videotape of the Panthers' season-opening game against the New York Giants this week and came away impressed with Carolina's defense, particularly how stout they were up front.
They get after it pretty good, I mean, you lose, obviously, a force in Julius Peppers, but, at the same time, those guys, they held the Giants to 6 yards rushing in the first half. And so we know that they play with a lot of intensity. high motor D-line, and I mean, I'm looking for them to get after it on Sunday.
And that'll do it for our insider preview of our Week 2 game at Carolina. Stay with us all weekend here on Buccaneers.com as we bring you coverage of all the action on game day.